Breaking news. Putin meets with generals, and Russia then bombs Chernihiv in Ukraine. On Saturday, hours after President Vladimir Putin met with Moscow's top army commanders, a Russian missile strike on the Ukrainian city of Chernihiv killed at least 5 people and wounded dozens, according to authorities. While fierce fighting continues in the east and south, the city of Chernihiv, located about 150 kilometers, 90 miles, north of Kyiv towards Belarus, has largely been spared from major attacks since the first months of Russia's invasion. In February 2022, the Russian army invaded Ukraine via Belarus and marched right through the city before being driven back by Kyiv's defenders. Putin had just returned from a trip to the southern Russian operational hub of Rostov-on-Don to meet with top Russian generals when the attack occurred, and his Ukrainian archenemy Volodymyr Zelensky was in Sweden at the time. The Ukrainian Minister of the Interior, Igor Klimenko, stated that 5 people had been killed in the telegram attack in Chernihiv. There were 37 casualties, including 11 children. According to Zelensky, the square where the attack occurred is home to a polytechnic university, a theater. An ordinary Saturday, which Russia turned into a day of pain and loss, the Ukrainian leader said upon his arrival in Sweden. He shared footage from the scene, which showed shattered windows and roofs on parked cars near a large Soviet-era building that had been hit. Reporters with AFP saw fire trucks near the damaged Taras Shevchenko Drama Theatre and Music Academy. Minor damage was also done to some neighboring buildings. Putin meets with military chiefs. The Kremlin had announced hours earlier that Putin had made a rare trip near active battle zones to the southern city of Rostov-on-Don to meet with his top generals. Putin met with Moscow's top military brass the day after the United States approved the transfer of Dutch and Danish F-16 fighter jets to Kyiv, and after Kyiv claimed some success on the battlefield this week. Moscow did not specify a time for the meeting, but footage shown on state television suggested it took place at night. According to the Kremlin, Vladimir Putin met with members of the Special Military Operation Group in their Rostov-on-Don headquarters. As the AP puts it, the head of state listened to briefings by Chief of the General Staff of the Russian Armed Forces Valery Gerasimov, commanders of directions, and other senior officers of the group. The RIA Novosti news agency released a video showing a suit-clad Putin alighting from a jeep at night and shaking hands with a uniformed Gerasimov. Putin follows Gerasimov down a hall adorned with paintings of Russian generals and the president presiding over a meeting with the top brass of the armed forces. In June, Wagner mercenaries staged an exciting armed mutiny in Rostov-on-Don, briefly seizing control of the army's headquarters there before retreating. Wagner's intended successor, Gerasimov, has been largely absent from public view ever since. Robotic attacks. Ukraine claimed to have shot down over a dozen Russian drones during an overnight attack as Putin met with his generals. Russian military officials also claimed victory over Ukrainian incursions into Crimea and a drone strike on a Novgorod region airbase. As Ukraine launches a counteroffensive to retake territory held by Russia, both sides have reported frequent drone incursions. According to Kyiv's Air Force, they destroyed 15 Russian drones. They attacked from the north using Shahed 136-131st attack UAVs, which are believed to have been Russian. Air Force officials confirmed via telegram that 17 attack drones had been launched from the Kursk area. It also stated that air defenses were being deployed in the northern, central, and western regions. A day after Russian forces destroyed Ukrainian drones targeting Moscow and its Black Sea Fleet, the Russian military claimed to have repelled a Ukrainian attack on Crimea. Russian military officials said in a statement, on the night of August 19, the Kyiv regime attempted a terrorist attack with an anti-aircraft missile of the S-200 air defense system turned into a strike version on the territory of Crimea. A day after admitting sabotage groups were operating in the area, the Russian army said they had repelled some Ukrainian troops that tried to cross the Dnipro River into Russian-occupied territory in southern Ukraine.